100% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
I'm almost certain that the energy in the room right about now is incredible. You're probably wondering why I'm speaking to you via video when I'm sitting right there in front of you. Simply put, I believe that learning should be a multi-sensory experience. This year marks 13 years for my company ImageEngineer, and to commemorate, I felt it was time to shift the dynamics of training in this country and offer something extraordinary. Essentially, I wanted to have my seminars more accessible for any audience. Then I thought, why not share this with others? This enhanced learning tool can now be available to anyone who's looking for progressive ways of coaching and training. A few weeks ago, ImageEngineer launched its first line of webinars. It's a new way of delivering my seminars so that anyone could be trained from the comfort of their own space at their own pace. What you're looking at is our redesigned training interface. For those of you who may not already know me, my name is Salisha Babulao, and I am the founder of ImageEngineer. I help people manage their public persona. But today I am equally honored to speak to you in my role as one of the local ambassadors of the Growing Leaders Foundation. Several weeks ago, as I sat down to pen this address, I was brainstorming ideas for this presentation. I really wanted to capture the essence of what the GL Foundation stands for and see how I could couple that with my company's bedrock philosophy. Here's what I came up with. If I had to tell you what Growing Leaders and ImageEngineer have in common, it would be this one guiding principle: pay it forward. 11 years ago, Catherine Ryan Hyde's novel was adapted into a Warner Brothers film, Pay It Forward, starring Kevin Spacey and Haley Joel Osment. In the movie, this expression referred to the concept of being intrinsically motivated, to offer help to another in repayment of a good deed that you received, with no intention of getting something back, but instead to ask that it be paid forward. Such gestures could be as simple as a CEO smiling at an employee and genuinely asking how their day was going, or as consequential as enabling your staff to support a charity of choice or a community initiative by giving of their time and commitment. The point is to do something that the other person could not accomplish on their own. In this way, the need to help one another could spread exponentially through society, creating a social movement with the overriding goal of making the world a better place. This idea is not novel. It's been around for a long time and morphs itself in myriad ways. Just like every single member of our foundation, I too am paying it forward by volunteering my time and expertise to the pursuit of growing leaders. You can too, in whatever way you choose. Like the other day, I was watching the CBS reality show Undercover Boss. The show's format is based on a senior executive of a company working undercover in their own firm to investigate how the company really works and to identify how it can be improved. There's an additional objective of rewarding the hard-working staff. Now, while some people point out that CEOs in real life do not typically go out of their way to provide gifts and extra benefits to frontline employees, especially at the expense of the bottom line, my reaction was, why not? To echo the words of Warren G. Bennis, widely regarded as a pioneer in the field of leadership studies, the manager accepts the status quo. The leader challenges it. What sets growing leaders apart is their ability to challenge the what's acceptable, to redefine the what's possible. They take the phrase thinking outside the box to a whole other level. This event alone proves that. What began with one person's aspiration to live her passion allowed many more of us to conceptualize and pursue ours. For many of us, the synergies were synced. The timing was right to come together, to begin to be the difference in our country. We've pooled our knowledge and expertise so that another generation could have an unshakable foundation and a brighter future. We are paying it forward by opening greater windows of opportunity today for a tangible tomorrow. Now at this point, you might be thinking, great, that's the rhetoric, but what's the reality? The reality is that many of us work for companies that are probably already involved in some sort of giving back initiative. Whether it's supporting different charities through donating money, sponsoring sports and culture days, running marathons, holding book drives, collecting non-perishables for those in need. Whatever it is, these are conventional, large-scale ways of paying it forward. What I'm talking about is doing something on a singular level that requires the effort of one, you. It doesn't matter what profession you're in or what stage of life you're at. Every one of us can begin to affect this change. Here's how. Start with the simple things. Show up for life. What do I mean? Don't just go through the motions of your life. Whether it's landing a huge account or enjoying a day with your kids, put 200% into anything you do. You know what they say, go big or go home. Be truly present. How many of you wear your workaholic badge with pride? How many of us are now beginning to catapult our careers? But at what cost? If you have a family, do you balance your work and leisure? Or are you one of those who's physically on the vacation, but in reality you're still on the clock, constantly BBMing your clients or checking your email? Your kids, your spouse, deserve to have you fully engaged. Paying it forward is not only an action, it's a state of mind. Take a risk. Sometimes the rules of convention need to be broken. Are you bold enough to be different? Are you the kind of CEO who is so far removed from her employees that you are oblivious to the real issues that your staff faces? Do you talk more than you listen? Dare to do the unexpected. Invite your team for a green light session where they're free to express their concerns to you, not to their supervisors, not to their managers, but to you, the head honcho. Make that connection. Appeal to one of the fundamental needs of every human being. To be heard, to be acknowledged, to be part of. And then truly listen to them. Work with them to devise feasible solutions. So what if it hasn't been done before? Take a step in a new direction. Give however you can. While it may be more practical and hassle-free to simply donate funds to someone or some cause, why not give something that's dearer? Give of your experience, your counsel, your time. Create lifelong value. There's a lot of corporate social mileage you can get in the moment from your business doing great things. But what if, instead, you focused on the longevity of your actions? Do your actions have the power to create momentum and affect a sustainable change? Can your efforts continue to bring value to others, even without you? I never understood why, when people talk of changing, they most often proceed it by asking some version of this ominous question. What would you do if today were your last day? Is it because we have to reach such a critical point in our lives to compel us to make a difference and affect change? What's stopping us from starting right now? Remember, any change must first begin with a shift in our thinking, and that's something we can do this instant. In the movie, Kevin Spacey proposes this challenge.
What if the world is just a big disappointment? Unless you take the things that you don't like about this world and you flip them upside down, and you can start that today.